Hello, Earthling.
I don't know if you know what she's trying to do there, but there is an old cartoon from Bugs Bunny, and that's the Martian from Bugs Bunny.
Hello, I am Marvin the Martian.
Wow.
Terrible.
Wow.
Okay, I tried.
All that to tell you that there's a doorway on the planet Mars that they found in a picture. Literally. You know how pictures are and angles are. And Mars, I don't think there's aliens running around on the planet. Sorry. That's just me. However,
It looks like
and I know some people believe that. Anyway, however, the rover is going around on Mars and is taking pictures all over the place. And then there's one picture that comes back, and it looks like a cleanly cut hole in a rock face that looks like it would be a doorway into the side of, the rock.
It looks like, and there's even like a rock and some other like landscapey looking things out front.
Well, explain what you mean. Those are rocks on the ground.
Oh, I know,
That's not landscaping.
But they looked very well placed.
Okay.
And so it looks like there's almost a barrier wall on one side and then the door and like a little awning over the top. I mean, they're getting ready to
So
bring
if it rains on Mars, they're not getting wet in their doorway.
Right. And they're bringing the ferns out. They're going to be hanging those soon and putting a welcome mat. The welcome mat was the real kicker in this picture.
Yeah. That she's fibbing.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I apologize up front. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. Liz thinks, well, we might as well just give this a try. If you remember the cartoon Bugs Bunny with Marvin the Martian, this is Liz's, interpretation of what he sounds like.
Welcome, Earthlings. I'm Marvin the Martian.
Okay, that's what she tried. I'm sorry. She tries. So this is really? Marvin. Okay, this is Marvin at 800-447-7234. Yes, sir.
This is Martian Manhunter. I would like to say that you have found my house on Mars. Thank you for making contact.
You're very welcome. You have no welcome mat, and you did not greet us with open arms. What happened?
When are we having our cookout?
You what?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
In the Charleston area, there was an alligator close to a school. They had to catch this thing. And you know who did the majority of the work?
Yeah.
Animal control and the police.
Like jumped on the back. A couple of officers jumped on the back of this thing and wrangled it. I mean, when you say wrangle, they wrangled this thing.
Seriously. Seriously. You don't sign up to do this, but they did. And literally, I mean, they jumped on the thing. They covered its eyes. They did them. If you ever watched The Crocodile Hunter back in the day, it was like they were the crocodile hunter. It was so cool.
I wonder if this is the first time they've ever, and they're laughing through it all, but is this the first time they've ever had to wrangle an alligator? Did they watch Crocodile Hunter to get some tips on how to do this?
Yeah, they YouTubed it before they caught it.
Hold on. On the way, we just got the call. We got to look it up and how
look
to
it up
do
on
it.
YouTube, how to catch a crocodile.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I don't get it. Berenstein Bears has been voted the number one kids book by parents, and I guess kids were in on this as well.
I remember the book.
I like the Berenstein Bears. And
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a ton of books out, a whole series following the family, through their adventures. And it's good. It's nice. I remember reading it to my kids. Number one, though, I would have expected Goodnight Moon or, the Very Hungry Caterpillar or something like that.
Goodnight Moon, I would think, is my favorite for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Reading it to the kids?
Yeah.
The one thing that stands out is the little old lady whispering hush. That's that book, right? I hope I got the right one.
I think so.
Because all the mice that are in it
Yeah.
and every picture and all that and Goodnight Moon.
It's been so long since I've read that one. I haven't read that one to our little baby that's in the family, Jessie, yet. I like the monster at the end of the book.
Which one?
It's called There's a Monster at the End of the Book, and it's Sesame Street, and it's Grover. I won't spoil the ending, but Grover
There's a monster at the end of the book.
There is a monster at the end of the book.
It's already spoiled.
No.
The title spoils it.
No, because
Yes.
Grover is scared of the monster that's at the end of the book. And so every single page, it's like, oh, please don't turn another page. Oh, no, you turned another page. And it's interactive, and I love it, and I always gave him
So there's no
character
monster
voices.
at the end of the book.
I'm not going to spoil it. Don't spoil it in case,
Is there a monster or not at the end of the book?
There is a monster at the end of the book.
Okay.
And it says, but I won't tell you who the monster is or
Cookie Monster?
if they're nice. No, that would be fun.
Would it be Big Bird?
He's not a monster. He's a bird.
Yeah, but
He's a
there's
very large bird, but
very big and yellow.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Thinking about those books you read to your kids when they were growing up. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Yeah, so Lisa texted in and said, our favorite classic is Some Monkeys and Their Monkey Business. I've never heard of this book. She said, my kids love pretending to be monkeys, and we have this old worn out copy of it, and she reads it to the rest of the kids in the family now as well. Rebecca texted about there's a monster at the end of this book.
Yeah.
She said there's a follow-up. There's another monster at the end of this book. I have not read this one, so I don't know the outcome.
So there's a sequel.
There's a sequel, part 2, yes.
Part 2 of the monster at the end of the book. That's crazy. Diana's here at 800-447-7234. What's the book, Diana?
The Wonky Donkey.
I don't remember that one.
I was introduced to it about 3 years ago. If you Google it, there is a grandmother, and she's not from the U.S. I'm not exactly sure. I can't tell from her accent where she's from, but it is so entertaining watching her read the book to her little grandchild, and it is hilarious.
This is something you did not read to your own children. This is something you found that entertains you.
Absolutely, but I have read it to my grandchildren, and each one of them have that book now.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
So Kelsey's sitting at her computer doing some work, and she had no idea that her 2-year-old came up and took her phone. Usually, when he takes her phone, he opens up the camera and starts taking pictures of himself.
Of course he does.
But she's sitting at her computer, not realizing he took the phone. All of a sudden, here comes this notification in front of the screen, and it was from DoorDash. And it turned out that her 2-year-old figured out how to order food on DoorDash and have it delivered. It was cheeseburgers.
He likes cheeseburgers.
31 cheeseburgers.
He likes cheeseburgers a lot.
Yeah. It was like just under $100 plus a $16 tip that he gave. A very generous tip.
That's my favorite part of this whole thing. He's sitting there. He's like, yes, a tip? Sure, I'll add a tip. I think you deserve $16 for bringing me 31 cheeseburgers.
And he's 2 years old and knows how to order on DoorDash?
I see it as more of button, keep pushing a button.
I don't know. I think he's going to be one of those prodigies that graduates college at 13
He could.
with a bachelor's degree.
Oh, Mom needs to go ahead and get the meal plan at college right now, or he's going to be all over DoorDash.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It's a Starbucks game that they every, I think, Christmas do a game, and every summer they do a game.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, and so this is the new summer game, and I was kind of complaining about it because I think I played it yesterday. It's on the app. If you go through Starbucks, you get, so many points if you buy a drink or whatever. And so it was like you had to move different. It was an actual game where you had to have skill.
Okay,
I'm not
back
good
up
at
a little
those.
bit. You mentioned something about points and then moved on. You have to have points to play the game?
You get a point for every drink, yes. It says no purchase necessary, so I think you have to go through some
How
stuff.
does the game blend in with this then?
What do you mean?
You have to buy something to do a game?
I think so. But
Okay.
I think you can, no purchase necessary, send in your name, and I don't know. I haven't read the rules. But anyway.
All right.
Because when I buy a drink, then it says, you have 2 spins or 2 plays. And so I was kind of complaining about
Okay,
it.
I think I'm getting it now.
Okay, because it took skill. And
Skill?
I know. I was like, I don't need skill. I just want to know if I won or not. But this morning, I saw that I had another play. I had 2 more, what they are calling spins. I won some stars. Yeah, I did. You spin.
So then what happens?
And then you get, so if you have 150 stars, you get a free drink. Right.
So
If you-
to have a star, now you have to spin something
Right.
and then purchase a lot of coffee or whatever you buy at that place.
Well, if you buy the coffee, you get stars anyway, but this is like bonus stars. And it's a whole thing. But,
If you spend a lot of money, they will give you a free drink.
Oh, yeah, that's the way all of those things work.
Okay.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Nicknames. What is your nickname? How about Liz? Liz, what's your nickname?
Lizard.
Liz. It really is.
Yeah.
She's Lizard. And then, of course, Ninja is Ninja.
Right. Her mama did not name her Ninja.
No. No.
Oh, look at my
Okay,
baby ninja.
for real, her name is Elizabeth, but we can't have two Lizzes around here, so we call her Ninja. And she got that nickname at college anyway.
Because she's so quiet.
She is. Yes, you are. You are. Okay, because she's like Ninja and she's so stealth. Here's one dude who calls himself Canhead. That's his nickname.
Wow, that's a nickname.
Canhead. Literally, he can stick things on his head and they stay.
So weird.
You put a cup on his head, it stays. You put like a jar of mayonnaise on his head, it stays. You put cans on his head, it stays. Aluminum cans,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
that you drink the soda out of.
Right.
It stays. You put an iPhone or a smartphone on his head, it will stay.
And what's happening? Why? How?
He says that his skin can take in more oxygen than a lot of people. And because of that, I guess oxidization or whatever, the can will just stick on his head like he's a magnet. It's crazy.
So he's got sticky skin.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
He even drives around in his car with a jar of peanuts on the back of his head. It's funny.
Like, I'm just seeing all of this happen in my head, and I'm driving down the road. I always look at people beside me. Guy with a can of peanuts on the back of his head. I don't know what I was.
Yeah, right?
What?
What
are
was
you
that?
doing?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
We heard from Caitlin. Caitlin absolutely loves Casting Crowns. And so, since Casting Crowns were in concert last night, had the opportunity to give Caitlin those tickets. And Caitlin is on the phone right now. Hey, Caitlin.
I was just calling to say thank you for giving me the Casting Crowns concert tickets.
How did you like the concert last night?
It was so good. It was like they played almost every song on my hospital Casting Crowns playlist.
You have songs when you went in to have surgery, or every time you go into the hospital?
Yeah, I play that playlist, and 99.9% of the songs on there are Casting Crowns songs. And they played almost every single one at the concert.
I don't know if you heard Caitlin yesterday, but she was sharing her story about having lupus at a very young age. She's in a wheelchair now, about to turn 18, and she just found out that it spread to her brain. Caitlin, I'm curious, what was the concert last night like for you?
It was like getting a bucket list item checked off, because when lupus went to my brain, we were told we don't know how much longer she has, because when lupus gets brain, it's within 10 years usually is fatal. So we don't know how much longer I have. So that was a bucket list item I have before I pass away and go home. So it was really nice.
And you're a young lady turning 18 years old, and you are impacting so many lives, Caitlin. I hope you know that.
Thank you. Me and Mom always say I was put on this earth for who knows how many years. But in that years I have left, I want to show people you may have a disability now, but that's not going to define you. You might have to do something a little different, but you're still going to accomplish that goal one way or another.
Well, you are doing it, and we love watching it happen, and we love you very much.
We love you back.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Eliza's along with us at 800-447-7234. What's going on, Eliza?
I just heard Caitlin's story on the radio, hearing that she has lupus and that she's currently in a wheelchair and that the lupus has spread to her brain. I like to say I had lupus, but technically it's still within my genes, so I do have it. I was in a wheelchair in 2017 because the lupus had spread to my spinal cord and had made me paralyzed. But now it's obviously 2022, and I'm only 25. I was diagnosed a little bit older than Caitlin was. I was just shy of 17 shy of 18 when I was diagnosed, and in 2017. That was when I became paralyzed, which I was only about 20 then. I just want to tell her now that I am able to walk. I am in school to get my doctorate, and I was taking 26 medication a day and including one daily injection, but now I'm completely medication-free. So I just want to tell her that God is good. He makes miracles, and things will be good for her, regardless of how the outcome is. Everything will be okay.
Eliza, your story is just so inspiring.
I can't imagine the girl who I was when all of these medical illnesses were happening to me. Can't imagine the me today. I'm better than I've been in a long, long time. And my head and my heart is so clear on what my purpose is and what I'm meant to do.